ナギ、お前の才能を俺にくれ。
めんどくさい。
お前は俺と世界一にならなきゃいけない。そういう運命だ。
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation.
And today we're covering the Blue Lock movie, episode Nagi.
Now this film serves as part of a recap through season 1, but it's told through the point of view of Seshiro, Nagi, and Ryo Makaji before they enter Project Blue Lock. But
before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, notifications with some future podcasts and pause videos.
And thank you for joining us today, subscribing, sharing our videos, commenting, so much more. We appreciate everything you do, our specials.
Yes.
Now, it's funny because they say it's a recap, but to me it's more of a backstory.
Yeah, and to me too. They show a little bit of the events of the season 1 when they're doing Blue Lock, but again, it's through their point of view.
Right.
So you're not just getting 1-to-1.
True. And seeing this, it reminds me of Kaiju number 8.
Mm-hmm.
There's a character that was introduced at the end of season 1, but he's been covered really well already in the manga. And he's lazy, like they call Nagi.
Right.
And this is Nagi's lazy high school sophomore whose catchphrase is annoying and he doesn't want to do anything.
Oh my.
So first, for those of you not familiar with Blue Lock, it's a Japanese manga written by Minuyuki Kaneshiro and illustrated by Yosuke Nomura.
Mm-hmm.
It has over 32 volumes at this time. It's still running. It's a sports thriller anime, and when they say thriller, it's thriller.
Right.
Season 1 was outstanding, fantastic. This movie actually premiered at the theaters before season 2.
Yes.
And if you've been hearing about season 2, the animation's been disappointing. It's been just a mess. So our advice is to watch this movie, because this movie to us was outstanding. Yes,
Yeah.
It recapped, but we really like getting all of the detailed information on these two characters.
Yes.
Finding out how their friendship started and sustained. At the end of this movie, which is an spoiler,
Right.
they fall out because Nagi goes back on his word to Ryo, and he tells him to never talk to him again.
Right.
Well, later on you see they work it out, but you get to see how all of this comes about, and the animation is beautiful.
Yes.
And it also is as flowing and vibrant and entertaining and actually moving.
Yes.
Like season 1.
And that was exactly why we were so confused, because we were like, okay, this looks just as great as season 1, whether they're reusing animation or not, it still looks better. Then we get to season 2 and it's PNGs moving across the screen and just shots and shots.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't understand if did the money go into the movie, because that's usually what happens when they want to do a movie and a season at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The money and time goes into the film and it looks spectacular, but then you can tell the season or episode suffers because it looks like it's lower quality.
True. Now what's interesting is people are very disappointed. We understand on average that it was a recap and they said it was slow moving and so forth, but you're told episode Nagi, so
Right.
they're telling you what the movie focuses on. If you're expecting a lot of information and coverage of the team, then you're not reading the title.
Exactly.
Episode Nagi.
Exactly.
It's about him. And interestingly, the film features the staff and the cast reprising their roles, with Ishikawa,
Right.
who served as assistant director for the first season, assigned to direct the film, and the actual mangaka Kaneshiro supervising the story.
Okay.
So it went exactly like he wanted it to go.
Pretty much, yeah. So you got a problem, talk to him about it.
Absolutely. So it was kind of like with the One Piece live action, with Aido supervising
Yes.
and making sure it went like he wanted. So if they're disappointed, oh well, too bad, because it went exactly like he wanted.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now, it came out in Japanese theaters in April of last year, and then it didn't come to us until June. We actually watched it on Crunchyroll. We were so happy that it was released on Crunchyroll.
Right, we could just watch it.
But it's beautiful to look at. The story's interesting, and Nagi, that how he is now is how he was then.
Right.
He's always being this way. And They kind of borrow from Haikyuu, where you have two players on an opposing team. You see their friendship in a movie.
Right.
How one didn't play soccer, the other did.
Right.
And the other inspired him too. Well, movie was borrowed from Haikyuu. It really
Pretty
was.
much, yeah.
And you see how Ryo inspired Nagi to get off his lazy butt and do something.
Right.
And find something he's interested in. And the problem is he becomes obsessed. So obsessed that first he promises Ryo, who has a dream of winning a tournament professionally, that he will support his dream. He tells him, okay, I'll stick by you. I'll support your dream. I'll be with you all the way.
Right.
Because his dream is winning the World Cup. Mm-hmm. And he's invited to start playing soccer. Nagi's invited to start playing soccer by him. And then when Nagi gets into the program and he starts figuring things out, like who are the strongest players as part of Blue Lock, and they start branching out and having their 3-man team.
Right.
Ryo chooses him and he's like, no, I'm not going to go with you. I'm going to go with this other team. And of course, that team includes... that team doesn't include him.
Right.
It doesn't include Asagi and Bakira. And then Ryo gets upset and says, don't ever talk to me again.
And it's like, oh no, you gotta fall out.
And you're like, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, but for us, it's a great movie. It's fantastic. Everything you want a movie to do, it does. It entertains. It's exciting. It has a plot line, story, characters that are interesting. It leaves you with sort of wanting more from season 2 to find out how this works out, if they become friends again, if they stay.
Right, because right now
falling
we don't
out.
know.
And you kind of get a cliffhanger, kind of.
Kind of.
But it's the perfect movie to accompany this series. I totally disagree with people who badmouth it and who say it moves slow. It moved exactly the pace that was needed to tell you about the friendship.
And to me, I think a lot of criticism comes towards already staying for recap films. There are some that enjoy it because they have a theatrical experience for a TV anime. There's a whole different way of seeing it from when you watch it on a computer or Kindle or TV. And for others, they feel like recap movies are a cheap way to not use anything new in animation for a while, or just to get more money out of people, which is why people were upset when Demon Slayer and AOT and other shows were making compilation films out of events you've already seen, because when they get a movie, they want it to be like My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen, where they're a brand new story, new events, new footage, new things happening, not just slightly recapping what you've already seen and paying X amount of dollars for it or a ticket.
I personally like both, as long as there's new content in the recap. Mm-hmm. Now, Haikyuu and their movies, the recap, they pretty much were recaps.
Yeah.
But franchises like Saruni and Free have learned how to make it a whole new experience. Even though you are having some recap info, you get a whole lot of new footage and backstory as well.
Right.
And for me, this movie is like that. If you haven't seen it, you really should. The only two voice actors who matter are for Nagi and and I say Nagi and Ryo, but it should be Nagi and Mikaji. Nagi is voiced by Bryson Baggis. Mikaji is voiced by Cameron Casey. That's all that matters in this movie. I think they did an excellent job. I think the movie is definitely something you should watch. If you're a Blue Lock fan and you haven't seen this movie, you're missing out. It is great. Don't listen to the naysayers. Watch it. That being said, if you have seen Blue Lock movie episode Nagi, let us know in the comments. If you didn't like it, tell us why.
Right.
If you disagree with us, let us know why. And if you do love it, let us know if it's for the same reasons that we do. We really want to hear it. It was a perfect compliment. Unfortunately, season 2 is not delivering what we wanted, but as we said before, we are with Blue Lock to the end. We're going to watch everything they've got until the story's finished being told, not only in the manga, but the anime.
Right. And if you don't already, subscribe for updates and weekly videos for your anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us again. We hope you're enjoying this month of May.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for subscribing, sharing our videos, commenting, and so much more. As always,
You are special. Thank you so much for watching Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
俺の人生は退屈に満ちていた。あいつとブルーロックに出会うまでは。
行け天才。
レオ、俺やってみる。